Watching matches I don't give a shit about.
Okay.
Are you watching it? Do you have a stream?
No, I do
Yeah.
not. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. So, how would you like this to work? Because we have a full slate tomorrow. It sounds like you're most interested in the nightcap, Chiefs
Yeah, that's
Raiders
it.
in Las Vegas. If you'd like,
Talk about the games, you fucking retard.
all right, you
Like,
want to
it's
start?
me and you talking. If you record it, great.
Well,
This is for me and you, not
uh,
the fucking world.
well, from the top then. You pick. You tell me what game you want to start at. I got 7 questions for every game.
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football. Very well. So we have the Chiefs headed to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Raiders are
Why are
2.5
you talking like that?
because I'm just talking like that.
Well, it's the Raiders and the Chiefs, dude.
Raiders Chiefs. Raiders
You're,
2.5. Do you
uh,
have
you're,
any
you're
opening
not. You're,
remarks?
you're, you're not selling anything. It's me and you talking. You're speaking like a fucking retard.
All right, all right, all right. Be nice.
All right.
So, Raiders,
All right, Al
Chiefs.
Michaels. So you done? You
Yeah,
done?
all right. Sex slide in here, Colin.
All right. So I'd like to just be normal.
All
Come
right,
on.
I'm
So
normal.
the
Take
Chiefs and Raiders both don't run the fucking ball, so that doesn't matter.
okay.
All
What about
right.
offense and defensive lines?
In my personal opinion, none of that matters in divisional games.
Which we have
Right? It's
tomorrow.
not a
Right.
normal. It's not a normal game. It's not a normal. This ain't a normal game. They know each other like the back of their hands.
Yes.
We last year they played. They went back and forth on. I think it was Sunday Night Football. They played in Vegas, and the Chiefs won on the final play. Travis Kelsey was wide open on the last drive, and they stole the win. I think the Raiders beat them in Kansas City earlier in the year, playing the same defense that they would see now. It's a Chiefs game. We're taking the Chiefs, and we just got to pray that they don't turn the ball over. Because the defense has only given up like 17 points per game in the last 3 games. I think over the last 4 games, they gave up like one really bad one versus 13 versus Washington, 27 versus Tennessee, 17 versus New York, 7 versus Jordan Love. They're blitzing every fucking down because why not? You're gonna get beat anyway. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna
Hmm.
they're gonna give up points. Why not blitz and try to stop them every once in a while? Is what point they're at. And then they moved Chris Jones inside instead of playing outside like he was because they got fucking Ingram. So the pass rush is there again. Sorensen doesn't play that much anymore, but when he does, he still gets up a big play. But overall, he's been benched, so they're getting better. We like the Chiefs. They're 2-7 against the spread. We like the Chiefs, dude.
1-6 of
It's
the
one of
last
my
7.
favorite. It's one of my favorite games. They still move the ball. They're still number one offense, dude,
Right. It's just those damn interceptions.
and fumbles.
And fumbles and no look passes and etc. What
All
are you
right, I'm not
seeing?
taking anything away from the Raiders, dude. They're fine. They just don't run the ball like they did last year.
Any injuries from on Jacob still?
He's playing. He's fine. I
It's
think
fine.
anybody that's out is in the Raiders secondary, and they're primarily a backup. So
All
fuck
right.
them.
So going through our questions here. Rush attempts, fuck it, doesn't matter. Offense, defensive lines,
Division,
it sounds like
division. That stuff doesn't matter.
so the
That's all
whole
out the window.
out the window. We're looking at prior histories, which obviously is in favor of the Chiefs.
And then
Plus,
seeing if the team's better or worse from last year.
right, the Chiefs aren't really worse. They're just committing more turnovers because you sent me the clip. The guys dropping interceptions.
They're,
They're not dropping them anymore.
they're fine, dude. They're gonna. It's one of my favorite games tomorrow, and we're lucky it's on Sunday night.
Looking
All right.
here at last year, Chiefs in Vegas. It was Sunday night, wasn't it? We were on someone.
I have no idea.
Chiefs scored at the very end. Travis Kelsey 22-yard pass and Patrick Mahomes.
It's wide open. Dude.
Hmm.
It was a game where Kelsey like went up to Andy. It's like, hey, I got you. And then on the last drive, he
Uh huh.
caught like 3 balls that were huge, and they won.
Yep.
But the only thing that's any of concern with the Chiefs is their right tackle. They got no Remmers, no Yang, so I guess Wiley plays right tackle. I don't know what exactly they'll do, but the Chiefs game, bro.
Are we going to see Deshaun?
They probably feel like a bomb or two, yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Hopefully Sorensen's not on that side or covering him though.
Just put him out there for every play. Once Sorensen covers him, tap your helmet, car. We're going for it.
I mean, he's not going to be covering him at the line, but if they
Right.
blitz or something, you know. But you know
All
they have the number 2 corner in the league in Benton, Rashad Benton, number 2 corner in the whole NFL. That's how good he's playing. So their
right. Wow.
defense is not all that bad. They had Ingram. They bring Chris Jones back inside. They're getting better. All right, we
Mm-hmm.
like the Chiefs. That's enough on it.
That's enough on the Chiefs.
Raiders are no Raiders are no slouches though. It's not going to be an easy thing.
All right. Let's
We're
talk
gonna
about Sunday then. You good with that?
Yeah. What do you want to do? Sunday fours?
Sunday fours work backwards. I can do that. Let me click here. This
Well,
tab right here.
they're the
We
bigger
got
games, dude.
we got four of them. Panthers, Cardinals. Backup quarterback versus backup quarterback, or is Kyler Murray back?
I think Kyler's back, but it's an inactive game. You would like to wait for. They played last year. Familiarity game.
Who won last year?
Panthers.
Really?
The Panthers won like the last 5 times they played. They played last year. They played the year before. The Panthers won both, dude.
Who was the quarterback for the Panthers last year in that game?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, that's what I was hoping you wouldn't say.
Um, Cam might. I don't. I can't imagine he plays a lot. I don't know
No.
if D Hop's playing. Chase Edmonds is hurt. They're really hurting right now. Cardinals.
Hmm. Yeah.
I would like to see who does exactly play for them.
So you 7 questions. The biggest one in this one's injuries.
Uh, I mean, Hopkins out. Max Garcia's out. Who else? Buda Baker's hurting. He probably will play. Chase Edmonds is on IR. Rondell Moore's questionable, should play. Justin Pugh, their starting guard's out. So they're hurting at guard there with Garcia out too. I mean, he's not a starter, but
Still good enough
they're
to get
hurting.
10 points as a favorite.
All right. So if you ask me rush attempts in that game,
So let's go rush attempts. Who has the edge? Because they both seem like they're going to be pounding rock.
Arizona does pound rock, and Wisconsin are still going to pound rock. And then Carolina's, they don't really pound rock, but what is it? Hold on. They're 12th.
12th. That
And
was
they got,
without Christian McCaffrey for a while.
right. So they are. Rush attempts kind of, there's no clear edge here. There's no, hey, this team's going to pound the ball. I mean, Carolina's susceptible to the run.
Carolina is susceptible to the run. Is Chase Edmonds out?
He's on IR.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What else?
All right, talk about the all games. What are the all games for the week?
Don't skip it.
What?
What are your 7 questions? What are your 7? You asked me rush attempts,
Oh, we're
red
doing it?
zone.
Okay. I thought you said there was a rematch that didn't matter.
No, divisional.
Division. Got it. So rush attempts, you're going to edge out the Cardinals. Offensive, defensive lines,
A little bit.
a little bit.
A little bit Cardinals. Yeah. So
All
red
right.
zone.
Red zone. Who's driving the field between the Cardinals
It
and
used to be.
Panthers?
It used to be the Cardinals.
Until when?
You're, right. Well, until they're matched up against Carolina. So you're looking about 3-2 in this matchup with PJ Walker.
Who's the
So
three?
next
The
time,
Cardinals?
Yes.
What were you gonna say?
Well, if it's a 10-point line, that's a good thing. I mean, right?
Right, right. Public perception.
Well, we're not done with red zone.
Oh, well, you weren't talking, so
Well, let's just trying to. So, Arizona's pretty good in the red zone. Carolina's not good at all in the red zone, on offense at least. Defensively, both are really good. Probably should just take the under in this game, huh? But I'm sure everybody will be. What's the over under?
good look here.
Carolina atrocious in the red zone on defense as well.
Over under's 44.
Carolina middle of the pack. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll say during the game probably should have hammered the under, but whatever. I mean,
How many times you say
you're
that
looking
in a
at it.
season?
If you get in the red zone 3 times, you score all 3 times. It's 21 points. They get a field goal, so maybe 24. Carolina gets in there twice. Let's say they don't score twice, is what your hope is. But more than likely, they would score at least once, and then get a field goal. We'll add, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to drive the field a little bit, and then you add yardage of points. You're looking 27, 13 ish game if everybody's healthy for Arizona. That's with D Hop. Without D Hop, you're looking at more like a Carolina game where they can have a line matter. It's a 4 o'clock game, so I want to see how many lines matter at 1 o'clock, and then we'll go back to that. It's a lot of points, dude.
Mm-hmm. I like
Leaning,
that approach.
I'm, I'm leaning Carolina, dude.
Right.
Even with PJ Walker.
Well, what'd you say to me an hour ago when they had the backup quarterbacks? No one believes in them, and that's when you get a little
Well, they
take.
tend to run the ball more, yeah.
Oh, I just got a tweet here. Arizona Cardinals are in a similar spot this week as they were last week. Pessimistic that Kyler Murray will play,
Right,
per
no
Ian
shit.
Rappaport.
All
Game
right,
time
thank you. And
decision.
we all know that when he practiced Friday, but thanks.
Yep, yep,
I'm not
yep,
worried
yep.
about that. I'm worried about more D Hop because he's one of the very few guys in the league that can beat DMP all week and somehow play. All right,
AJ
keep
Green's
going, man.
back, right?
Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Anything else to add? Panthers, Cardinals.
Well, red zone, you give the edge to the Cardinals. Injuries we just went through. O line, D line. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with Murray, the O line almost doesn't matter because he's so fucking elusive. And then their D line is obviously fantastic with Chandler Jones and Golden. Carolina's D line's okay. Offensive line's not great. Give the edge to the Cardinals. I think most of the edges here are going to be to the Cardinals. Weapons, receivers, we got to find out injury wise what's going on. I mean, Carolina really only has DJ Moore. Robbie Anderson ain't the same guy. CMC is a huge deal. Public perception is what?
Got them all
Like
right here.
60-40. I think it's 60-40, dude. And it's definitely an all game. Arizona. Everybody on Arizona on NFL.com. I think the familiarity here helps them. Yeah.
I have
Hello.
no disagreement with that. You've pointed that out a million times. 60-40 is accurate. Yes.
All right. I mean, there's nothing else really that stands out crazily with this game. Who wins? Probably Arizona. I think the line might matter there. So move on.
All right. What else do we have at 4 o'clock? Vikings, Chargers in LA. Chargers minus 2.5. Oh no. Hold on. We got technical difficulty. You hung up on me. Well, I'll call you right back.
Yep.
That was the scariest shit in the world.
What?
What the hell happened?
And you hung up.
All right, I'm sorry. Vikings, Chargers. Chargers -3, -2.5.
So we'll come back. That's the Carolina game we'll go
Well,
to during the day. That's one
yeah,
that we can't really call right now.
yep. Well, you talked it out, so I see what your approach will be, and
And T Hop's a
that's okay.
big deal. Rondell Moore's a big deal, dude.
Is he hurt?
So,
Rondale Moore? Were you saying?
well, he's hurt. Yeah, that's why I said,
Okay.
yeah.
God, they are so hurt. How's that compared to? Are they one of those teams that's been due for injuries?
No, they're not. I mean, it's middle of the pack.
Okay. Vikings, Chargers. Good with that.
This is a game where it's hard for everybody else, but should be easy for us. When I always make it harder on ourselves. Rush attempts should just Minnesota should just blow them away in rush attempts. Because Chargers can't stop the run, and they don't run the ball. They don't even try to run the ball. This is a game that should be a layup for us. So I'm going to say Minnesota. You should take Minnesota. Trying to make me not change to the Chargers before the game. Just take Minnesota. I don't
Got
even
it.
care about anything else. Rush attempt. It's just a rush. Who's going to win rush attempts in that game, dude?
Sure sounds like the Vikings are gonna destroy them.
Right. So don't let me change. That's the shit I'm talking about.
Okay. Vikings it is. You want to talk about anything else in that, or just move on because it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
very few games are that crystal clear.
Okay. So let's not beat a dead horse. Eagles, Broncos, and Denver. Denver -3. They had some COVID too. Denver down to one and a
Uh,
half.
so
Shermer's out.
Vic Fangio, what he's doing with that defense is unbelievable. There's no reason they should be this good. They lost almost every middle linebacker. I mean, their secondary is still really good, but Patrick Surtain's hurt now. They didn't miss a beat last week. Shut down fucking Dallas. They've been missing people left and right. A bunch of fucking nobodies out there. Not nobodies, but guys that like shouldn't be. Like they allow like 2 red zone fucking appearances a game. Cards likely starting McCoy. How about that?
Yeah.
So much for your source for Ian, right?
He just said that.
What do you say?
He said they're pessimistic that Kyler Murray plays, and you said no shit, he didn't practice.
Oh no, pessimistic. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, it just popped up on my thing.
Yeah,
I mean, that kind of hurts Rush Test, but they're both backups, so whatever.
a fun one. So Eagles rush attempts. It seems like they've been trying
They're
more
pounding the
lately.
rock, so yeah, no, definitely are.
So what about the Broncos?
They got pretty good weapons with Judy Sutton. Sutton's a top 10 receiver. Judy is a top 15 receiver. Tim Patrick's a top 33 receiver. Their offensive line isn't great. Their defense is fantastic. Eagles defense, obviously, historically bad, like completion percentage wise, but somehow they don't give up that many points in a weird way.
Is it because the drives are so long? It's a time of possession thing. They just
I
make you earn it.
well, I think that worries me tomorrow with them. So if the Eagles defense is just on the field for so long, like they always are, mile high, like that'll kick in after a while, make them really tired. Eagles are top 6 in rushing attempts, specifically because of the last 3 games.
That's insane because the
Less,
first 2 months they didn't
right,
know what running was.
the last 3 games they lead the league in rush attempt percentage at 62% by far. The next closest is 52 with New England.
But we've also seen them stick with their run and get blown out.
Who?
Eagles.
When?
They played 2 weeks ago.
I don't know if that's true.
Uh,
Denver runs a ball, kind of. I mean, they're nothing special. They don't not run it. You know what I mean? They're middle of the pack. They're not one of those teams that sticks out. Um, It's a tough one, dude. I think
Detroit.
Denver's
Detroit. Oh, they won that game. Never mind. I'm wrong.
right. It's a tough game, dude. Not an easy game. It's really not. It is in no way. It's almost Eagles games are tough for me.
Right. So
I'm so close to it.
we've seen play
I think
callers
Russ
miss
and
games and a
all.
team doesn't drop it all, and Shermer's out.
I'm not really worried about that.
No.
No, if you had to ask me, I'd lean Denver. The Eagles can't stop the run. They just let teams throw on them. I think Teddy's like top three in completion percentage. Eagles obviously defense just lets them throw on everybody. It's
So rush attempts is
theoretically,
Eagles. The lines.
the- theoretically, it should be Denver.
And why is that?
I don't think they blow them out just because of rush attempts and everything, dude. Defense, everything. The only reason we would be on the Eagles because Denver had such a big win last week that they come, and
Mm-hmm.
underestimate Philadelphia. Eagles actually really a lot better of a road team for some reason.
All 3 wins are on the road.
Right, they're a lot better road team than they are home team. So they beat Carolina. Defense played well on the road. Killed Detroit. Played well on the road. Uh, I don't know if you can say they played well on the road in Vegas.
Or Dallas.
Good quarter. Right. Smart quarterbacks tend to kill them.
Teddy's pretty smart.
Uh, to a
Teddy
point.
covers.
To a point, dude. It might
The
be a game
Eagles.
where I might like towards kickoff, might flip more towards the Eagles once I get a gauge on how each team is going into it.
Are there any players on the injury report that are here waiting to see what their status is?
Eagles are like shockingly healthy, dude.
I thought so. They like 2 guys on it, didn't they?
Like for the first time ever,
Yeah.
outside of like missing Miles and obvious guys, they other than that, they're shockingly healthy. Um, the left tackle and right tackle are both missing. So Bowles and Massey are both out for Denver. Which
Okay.
that's a big deal, dude.
What about the trade that happened? Did the Eagles get one of their defensive backs?
Right.
Any value there?
Whatever Vincent or whatever the hell his name is. I mean, it can help them learn the scheme. It's going to be a game where I'm going to flip to the Eagles before kick and just go against everything we know.
How are the Broncos in
think
driving the field, red zones?
so. Looking at it, the Broncos drive the field all right. There's nothing crazy there. They're not bad at it. They're not good at it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the pack. Philadelphia actually drives the field better. So Denver 16th. So literally the middle of the pack. Philadelphia 12th.
Looks like another
There's no
60-40 game.
there's no there, dude. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Eagles is like the only advantage is offensively they're better in the red zone. That's because of Jalen. Defensively, we already know how the Eagles are. And that's no secret. They
Is
don't
there a
force
chance they play
anything.
better, or they just are what they are?
Who?
Because there's something the Eagles can do to not be this just like
Scheme. And
it's too
getting
late to
pressure.
change it though.
But if you get pressure on the quarterback, all of a sudden those easy,
Yes.
zone coverages that they drop back in become better because you're getting pressure. But if you're missing your right tackle and your left tackle, all of a sudden your defensive line looks a lot better. They're getting pressure. Hence, why we're probably going to take the Eagles before kick.
The Eagles have a weird
You went
schedule. They got Broncos, Saints, and it's New York, New York, Washington, New York, Washington,
hey,
Dallas.
really easy. Yeah, it's a division.
They're in MetLife 2 weeks in a row.
They scrimmaged the Jets. We got to remember that.
Okay. We got a
They'll
bye week
probably
in
lose
week
that.
14. Like the Eagles could
But
win this game and be playing for a playoff game.
yeah, but they'll lose to the Jets.
Oh.
I think it's an Eagles game, but we'll see.
All right, Eagles it is. There's one more game at 4 o'clock, I think.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't practice. We're taking Seattle.
There it is.
I mean, he hasn't been there,
He hasn't.
right? I mean, he hasn't been there. He hasn't thrown a football with his teammates in 2 weeks.
True. Russell
It's not
Wilson's
like
been
Seattle
practicing all
doesn't.
week. He's coming back as his.
It's not like Seattle doesn't run the ball. I mean, they run the ball enough. I think they're top 10 in rush attempts. I think Green Bay's 22nd against the run, so they don't stop the run very well. They're kind of Swiss cheese still.
Old Wisconsin cheddar. The rush attempts. It sounds like you lean Seahawks.
Yes.
The lines. It sounds like, at least from a rush perspective, the Packers' defensive line is not very good. How's the
Uh,
Packers against the pass?
well, they're still missing Dr. Diaby.
Yep.
Seattle, before Russell was hurt, was like the number one pass offense in the league. They move the ball really well. So if his finger's healthy, unless he comes out tomorrow and just can't grip a ball for some reason, it should help him a lot.
I don't think that's likely to happen, though. It wasn't like Gino was terrible.
I think, well, what? I mean, I think he wouldn't be playing if not.
Right. Right. That's what I mean. It's not like they're gonna risk this game just to get Russell some reps.
I guess. I mean, Seattle's offensive line is still give up a shit ton of sacks. I mean, that's no secret. Green Bay's middle of the pack. Uh, pass rush. Seattle not the best. I mean, really, Taylor's the only guy that really rushes the passer. Um, it's more of a Rogers out rusty type game. I mean, red zone, I think you're about even. Rush attempts, slight edge maybe to Seattle. What else you got? Injuries, nothing crazy injury wise.
But it's still Aaron Rodgers. I mean, does not practicing really affect him that much?
Yeah,
Okay.
did it last year. He didn't practice the one week. Came out, he threw like 3 picks, dude. Remember he was hurt and he came back and he got like destroyed. Who was that against? He looked awful. You remember that game?
Pulling it up right now. Mm, his worst game of the year was against the Bucks.
Yeah, but it wasn't the Bucks.
Well, it's the only one he threw 2 interceptions in. He only threw 5 interceptions all year. One against the Jags, one against the Colts, one against the Titans, and two against the Bucks. Lost 38-10.
Say that again?
He threw 5 interceptions. One against the Titans, they won. One against the Colts, they lost in overtime. One against the Jags, he won. Two against the Bucks, he lost 38-10.
Yeah, but what games did he miss and then come back?
We didn't miss any. Not last
He
year.
missed no game. Not last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago.
Let's go 2 years ago then. So it was a new offense. That doesn't look like this one either.
Definitely
16
got hurt,
games.
and
Yeah.
he definitely came out rusty.
Only 4 interceptions too. This guy's unbelievable.
Is he though?
Let's see though.
Might have been the Jags game, dude.
2 interceptions. Jesus Christ, the guy does not throw the ball to the other team.
No, I mean that's not a secret. There was a game last year where he did not practice, and they fucking did not cover, and we had the opposite of Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you,
I think it was the Colts.
could have been the Colts. I don't know. There was definitely a game though. I'm telling you. So yeah, you still trying to look it up?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. All right, let's go to 1 o'clock. You go with that?
It's okay. Uh, I mean, yeah,
Just a light chit chat, nothing serious.
that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, start Falcons Colts
So
or Falcons
Seattle,
Cowboys.
Seattle, Philadelphia, probably Carolina, and Minnesota. That's 4 road teams, which isn't going to work.
Seahawks, Eagles, Vikings.
All
Yeah, you're
four
right.
dogs, all 4 road teams. Dude. It's a
Well, look.
lot.
So
So
looking
you
at
can't flip on Minnesota.
uh-uh. Road
I
teams went
think
seven
Penn.
and four last week, 9-6 the week
I think
before.
I think McCoy covering 10 is a lot, dude. 2 weeks in a row. Eagles, nah. Denver's defense pretty good. Seattle, I think the Eagles might be the one, dude. Kind of looks like an Eagles line though, -1.5.
Plus one and a
So
half.
Vegas is telling you. Well, I'm saying Denver's -1.5. So Vegas is telling you they think the Eagles are the better team.
It started at 3.
Right.
There was some COVID news. Shermer's out. I think probably people rushed to hammer the Eagles at that news because they said it was like doomsday looming.
Yeah.
Like someone put out a misleading tweet.
I'm sticking with Seattle. I'm sticking with Minnesota. We'll see what happens to Carolina. I'll look up PJ Walker more. Let me look up PJ, and then I'll let you know. But one of them, we got to be on one home team. Dude. This is how you get into trouble, dude.
And then you're taking road on Sunday night too. It's
I
five
don't
for
care
five
about
on
that.
roads. Yeah.
Don't care about that. I mean, the Eagles is the most logical one
hmm
because we know what they are, and they can drive the field, and the defense is really good, and I think Denver's the logical choice out of all of them. Maybe Arizona. I'll look up PJ Walker more because he was really bad. Dude. I mean, he hasn't shown a goddamn thing this year. Make you feel comfortable betting on him, or make the Panthers feel comfortable not signing Cam.
If he's that bad, I mean, I'm talking that
He
bad.
was three of 15 on the year, dude.
Can Cam come in? He's good to go, right? There's no rules that say he can't play.
No, but just because he was a Panther 3 years ago doesn't mean he knows the offense for Joe
Right.
Brady.
Right. I
What's he supposed to do?
totally understand that.
You can't just come in and be like, yeah, well, this guy's gonna run it out, this guy's gonna run a slant, this guy's gonna run it out. Go. Doesn't work that way. They can have a package for him.
If Cam comes in and
Ask him,
spins, you would be shocked.
ask him to play back quickly. Not much can happen that's gonna go well. I think PJ Walker. I think Arizona maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But right now, Minnesota for sure, Seattle for sure,
All right.
Kansas City for sure.
So in the one
Jets,
o'clock hour,
Jets, Jets, Buffalo. We're on the Jets. I told you why earlier. They play tight games. Divisional dog at home.
divisional dog at home, Jets for that simple reason.
Well, no, I mean there's more than that. Teams are playing Buffalo like they played Kansas City, where they're playing so far back and they're keeping everything in front. They're trying to take the explosive plays away. And Josh Allen's not patient enough to deal with it. Like Pat is at least patient enough to a point to drive the
Mm-hmm.
field every time. He just keeps turning the ball over.
All
Josh isn't at that point yet. Jets at home is a different beast, bro.
right, so we got the Jets. Finally got a home team, Jets. Uh, you want to
New Orleans,
talk
Tennessee.
New Orleans, Tennessee? I'm interested to see what you say about this one.
So no, Alvin Kamara sucks, bro.
I know.
Julio's an IR.
Blues IR. Titans minus 2.5.
I don't think the Titans have played a game where the lines matter. Have they? They have not. No, they have not, dude. They've even won outright or lost. So 9 games kind of do. So I don't know how the fuck Trevor Simeon would keep it within 3. So this line probably ain't gonna matter either, dude.
2.5. 3 doesn't help them. Titans kick a field goal. The overtime, they win. Cover.
The only good thing is their defense. We've seen New Orleans' defense win them games before with Teddy and
Mm-hmm.
backups. So that could entirely happen in this game because they shut the fucking run down, and that's Tennessee's whole offense.
Well, the Titans won last week because they had 2 really big interceptions to start 14-0. It kind of piled up from there. But the offense wasn't like electric without Derrick Henry. It was still kind of pretty soft. And they're missing
Right.
Julio,
No.
and they didn't have receivers earlier this year. And you're like, no receivers. We're not taking the Titans. I don't remember what week it was, but we took the team playing the Titans strictly because,
Jets.
yeah,
And then AJ Brown didn't practice Friday either. So they're
yeah,
missing both. The Titans are missing both middle linebackers, David Long and Rashad Evans. They're
there
missing
you go.
Hart, who's a defensive lineman up front. They're missing Julio. And guess what? Ryan Tannehill did not practice Friday.
He had an illness.
I mean, I think the Saints defense is good enough to carry them in a game, dude. We've seen it a million times. Them carry them in a game.
Mm-hmm. Saints outright.
I mean, they could, dude. I mean, I would love to. I would love to take them. Taysom Hill's okay. They got Mark Ingram. I think Dwayne Washington's healthy, so they can run the ball.
The Titans'
I don't.
last month of games is absolutely bonkers. They've played like 4 AFC Championship games in a row.
Right, it's a lot, dude.
Like just the wear and tear is clearly. I mean, the injury report proves it, but like they're
Right.
due for a spot here. They kind of
So New Orleans is number 2 in rush attempts percentage.
with Kamara. Although Kamara missed a couple games earlier too, didn't he?
Mm, I mean, that's what I remember. Man. I kind of like the Saints, dude.
I like the Saints.
I mean, I don't like it that you like the Saints. Did you like the Saints before I told you all of that?
I like the Saints just from the point of view of we've seen them beat good teams like the Packers and the Bucks, so they can beat good teams. Titans are just rolling every fucking week. They're due for a stinker. Why not?
Yeah, they usually do stinkers on the road, though.
Stinkers on the road seems too easy.
I
It's
think if
like,
there's no AJ Brown, I think the answer's obvious. So let's move on.
all right, so there you go. AJ Brown's the big piece here. I'm just gonna make a little Buccaneers playoff rematch in Washington.
So
Bucks are
yeah.
banged up now too. Earlier this week, you hinted at
So
being
they
afraid of
played
them.
last year
Yeah.
when they won by 8
Mm-hmm. Yep.
versus the same team, Heineke.
Heineke. Yep.
They're getting healthier, dude. Bunny Murphy's back,
That's big.
right? I mean, I think it's extremely big, yeah. So no Gronk, no AB.
Scotty.
Gio's playing. I think Godwin's playing, bro.
Scotty
Which is
Miller's
huge.
back.
Uh, I think he's back. I mean, did they activate him today?
I don't know. I just remember you getting excited. Chris Godwin's expected to play as of 6 hours
So
ago.
they elevated Brashon Perriman and Darren Fells. Uh, Sean Bunting Murphy, they returned designated as return to practice.
Neither Scotty Miller nor Murphy Bunting will be activated off injury reserve this week for the Bucks game at Washington.
Right. They would have. So Saturday's the day where they usually bring those guys up, and
Right.
they got to make a roster move. So I don't think either of them are playing. So you're going into it: Tyler Johnson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, hopefully. Perriman, maybe. Still got a great offensive line. Washington's defense just ain't the same.
I mean,
And
Godwin
then,
and Evans should be enough. Plus OJ Howard.
but if you look at last year's game, the Bucks have gotten better. Washington has gotten worse. So they still put 31 on the board against Washington.
Yeah, wasn't there some bullshit though that happened in that game?
Not really. I mean, so Washington just not a great pass defense, dude. 31st against DVOA. And rush attempts is just obviously, there's no way they're going to lose rush attempts because nobody runs in Tampa. I think 9.5 or 8 is supposed to scare you off. It's not going to scare us off. Or I think it's 10 now, dude. 9.5.
9.5.
Supposed to scare us off.
Right.
But if the line doesn't matter, just saying.
Yeah, I think it's harder to go hunting for the line that does matter instead of just going with it not mattering.
Well, they pressured Brady last year because that pass rush is clearly not the same.
Right. Chase Young
I think
stinks.
if they have no Godwin, they're in trouble.
So that's your question right there
Godwin,
is Godwin.
if Godwin's okay, I think, yeah, they'll be fine.
All right. What about the news that just came out with the Steelers?
I already told you. So I liked Detroit all week until fucking Ben decided to not play. Now it's trouble.
Even though it's Mason Rudolph.
Well, they had a bye. Well, Detroit had a bye week going in.
Mm-hmm.
This is their goddamn Super Bowl. They got
Right.
killed. They got killed 44-6 by the Eagles again. They get a bye week, and now they're going into Pittsburgh. So with Ben, it would have been a Detroit play, 100%. With Mason Rudolph, it kind of opens the door a little bit
Even
to
though
where
it's like,
now they send Mason Rudolph, but hopefully being 0-8 doesn't allow them to be, you know.
are they hungrier?
What do you mean?
It's Mason Rudolph. He sucks. Let's go get him. Like,
They're not going to be hungry, but didn't they play in preseason?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Pretty, pretty sure they played in preseason, so there's some familiarity there, right? I'm pretty sure I saw that preseason, right? Let me see it. Yeah, they did this year. It was week
Week
3.
2, August 21st. Steelers
David
won
Blau,
26-20.
Mason Rudolph started that game or played in that game. Ben started it, then Mason Rudolph came in. And it looks like the Steelers actually played their starters like a bunch of fucking idiots. They did. They played their fucking starters. Why, dude? So there's familiarity there. So we could still stick with Detroit. It's just that Mason Rudolph ruins that game, dude.
Well, now, what
Like
about
that.
this? So, Aaron Rodgers misses a game with COVID, but it happens. The news breaks a week ahead of time. Jordan Love has a week
Yeah,
to
but it's
prepare.
Jordan Love's first start.
Right, okay. With the timeline. So, today, it's like, 16 hours before kickoff. Game plan's installed. They did the walkthroughs. They're ready to play. Get this news at the last second. Is it different for the
This news
Steelers?
is not the last second. The news is the last second to you.
Right, but it's after walkthroughs and it's after the
So if
game plan.
Ben doesn't practice Wednesday and he doesn't practice Thursday, that means guess who's taking the reps?
Did he not practice those days?
Yeah,
So they knew about this all
DMP
week.
Wednesday, DMP Thursday. Get a quote unquote full practice Friday, and he just doesn't feel right today. I'm 99% sure they knew this was going ahead, or they had an idea about it.
Okay.
Like this isn't a shock to Mason Rudolph. Like, oh shit, guess what, guys? Can't believe it's starting tomorrow. What? No.
Okay. 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 So what about the Steelers injuries? Because Claypool's now out. Najee was slow in the middle of the week with his random foot injury.
Yeah, I'm not saying Pittsburgh's good, dude.
We're talking it.
I know, but I'm just saying that it just ups the rush attempts for a dangerous amount for Pittsburgh. It
So
should.
what have you seen? Obviously it looks like the Steelers are a good rushing team now. They have a good running back. They pound the rock. They get the yards. They get the
I
carries.
would never say they were a good rushing team.
Well, compared to where they were, go back to week one. Najee was just running in the line, getting tackled for no yards.
It's
What's
100% not.
It's all Najee, so they're not doing anything differently, or defenses aren't playing them any differently.
I think just Najee's a fucking special dude. I mean, if you really want to know, you go to deep. If you go to Football Outsiders DVOA, Pittsburgh is 30th in adjusted line yards, meaning how much is the line getting a push. So they're 30th, meaning the offensive line isn't doing dick. It's all Najee Harris.
Wow, they're
I think
30th.
we're
What's that stat called?
adjusted line yards. They average 3.6 yards for adjusted line yards.
Who's good in that category?
Number one is Dallas. Tampa's two. Cleveland's three. Rams four. Jacksonville's actually number five. I'm sure wish they would run the ball. Green Bay six. Philadelphia seventh. New Orleans eighth. Indianapolis nine. KC 10. Cincy 11, and so on.
What's Dallas's
Bottom is
number?
5 yards a carry,
5 yards a carry.
or 5.2. Meaning
Jesus
they're giving all this
Christ.
love to Tony Pollard, but yeah. So Houston's dead last, then Miami, then Pittsburgh, then the Giants, then Minnesota because they're really struggling. Then Atlanta, then Denver, then Detroit, Jets, Seattle, Carolina. Then you get like really, it's really the only bottom six that are really any different. And then the rest of the league average is like 4 yards, 4 yards.
So you just said the Vikings are pretty damn close to the bottom, yet you were very excited the Vikings Chargers because of rush attempts.
Well, they ran the ball well last week.
Okay, so that's coming around then.
Right, teams can improve and
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm
get
holding you
better,
honest here.
get
That was a
better.
good question. That was a really good question by me.
I told you 2 weeks ago that Minnesota's not a good run team. It's
I
not the
know,
same.
and now you said they're good. And that's why you like me as a Chargers. Just trying to make sure
I
we're.
mean, say they're good. I say they improved last week. Dalvin Cook, they had more of a. So what I heard before the game in Baltimore is that Minnesota is going to try to focus more to get the run game back, and Dalvin Cook knows it, and all of a sudden he pops off for 110 yards and 17 carries.
Okay. All right. So Steelers Lions. We'll see. You gotta think
I, I
about
think
that
it's
one.
I think it's Detroit, just because I would like to stick with Detroit. They had a bye week. They had to get, like, come on.
Hmm. And it's the Steelers. I mean, it's just who they
I
are.
just
They're
would
not
not.
really a cover it.
I just would not assume, hey, backups in, take, fade them. I mean, there's situations like where Jordan Love's first start. That's different.
Hmm.
But a Case Keenum coming in, that's played in the NFL and has a week full practice. That's different,
That's completely different. Okay.
right? So
3 games left. Let's do Falcons Cowboys.
you're gonna ask me about Cleveland, New England. I don't know yet because
I'm not gonna ask you about that. I
so
know
I
you
know
don't know.
I know I know Harris is out. They said that today. So
Yes, that came out right after you said it to me. Yep.
Stevenson is in question. Cleveland, I guess they brought up Brian Hill. I mean, they only have one healthy running back on the roster. I didn't see anything on Chubb yet.
I think Chubb's out.
Well, that was the assumption. They signed Dexter Williams to practice squad. That don't help us. They didn't bring anybody up today. I mean,
Players
not
out for
even,
Sunday include Nick Chubb. He's out.
right. So, relax, dude.
I'm just trying to say.
But I'm trying to tell you that if he passed the COVID test today, he could fly out there on his own. It's not likely, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it can't happen.
Okay.
It's doubtful, but transaction report, I don't see anybody on there, dude, for the Browns. Right now, they have one running back. There it is. Yeah, Brian Hill to the active roster. So they got Brian Hill. So two running backs. Signed Dexter Williams, practice squad. That's it. Yeah. So Brian Hill is called up. So they have two running backs active here.
It was the Dearness game. Do they have a fullback?
Janovich came back. Yeah, actually. Been hurt
Question
all
by
year.
me.
He's back. They
All
have
right.
Dearness Johnson and Brian Hill, two running backs. Whoopee. It's a tough game because of, if Stevenson's in, they can pound rock with Stevenson. They're not going to pound rock with Brandon Bolden. They'll try to run it with JJ. I think rush attempts. If Stevenson's out and they're already missing Harris, even with the Browns only having kind of one running back, it still kind of helps them. I mean, neither team really has a back.
What about pass rushes?
What?
Who the teams in their pass rush? I mean, Judon's been, I think, every fucking game always uses those stupid red sleeves. And the Browns
Uh,
attack downhill too.
yeah, so New England's got a great offensive line. So Trent Brown's back, dude. So they might have the best offensive line in football. I'm not kidding.
The Patriots?
Yeah, they're on the up and up, dude.
So who's two? The Browns?
Uh, I mean, looking at a list,
It's the offensive line game.
yes, dude. I'd say Dallas,
All right.
and then maybe Cleveland.
Any prior history to consider in this team? I don't think so.
This might be one of the only few true head-to-heads. I mean, they played 2 years ago. New England won. That was with Tom Brady.
Hmm.
So right now, leaning for now, Cleveland.
Well, that fits a motto because so far of the games we've talked about, 7 of the 8 have been road teams. So this makes 8 of 9.
No, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. Let's talk Jags Colts. Carson Wentz, you having a baby or not?
That's Indy, 100% the whole way.
100% the whole way. Ownership,
Yep.
divisional,
Don't care. Yep.
don't care. All right. So last but
It's
not
not
least,
ownership, dude. The Jags have won 2 of the last 3, so don't say it's ownership.
oh, well, you jumped to so quick of a conclusion. I thought that's what you're implying.
Well, just the matchup wise, it's Indy. It's not really a divisional game.
Because there's
You know,
turnover.
they have
Yep.
Urban Meyer's new, and yeah.
Right. Rush attempts, you sounded like Jags don't run the ball very often. We know the Colts do.
I wish they did, but yeah, sure. Indy's
Colts.
number one. Indy's number one stopping the run, so it's not happening, even if they wanted to.
So let's do Falcons
Indy's good.
Cowboys. Indy's good. Not gonna waste your time on that one. Sounds like you're
Uh,
locked into that.
so, uh, I mean, how much does Dan Quinn fucking factor in here?
Why would he factor in?
Coach said, man.
Oh, you're on that one. I'm thinking something different. So we're doing Falcons Cowboys. How much does Dan Quinn factor in?
And they played last year. And a lot of the players are the same. Just Arthur Smith's the coach now. But Dan Quinn's on the other side of the sideline.
I feel like the Cowboys have all these fucking rematches from last year, and their games where Dak wasn't playing, so there's no like one to one you can really do much with.
Right. And he was playing in this
He
one.
was playing. It was
It
week
was,
two.
yeah, and Atlanta blew it, remember? They lost by field goal.
Oh yeah, couple onside kicks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
So what's the line at here?
I think it's 8, but that's a lot.
That is a lot. It's 8. Let's go over to this tab here. 50-50. That's good. Like to see that kind of balance. And then
Jesus. So I had made my notes. Forgot to tell you about Washington. So they're 32nd in TDs per drive on defense.
so they give up a shit ton of TDs.
Yeah, dude, they're so bad. Everything about this is just Tampa.
No, can't teach an old dog new
Sorry.
tricks. Sorry, Washington.
There's just nothing that lines up with Washington other than Tom Brady doesn't like pressure, and yeah, but I don't know if that works enough.
So Johnny Public is going to see the Falcons coming off a big win against the Saints and the Cowboys coming off an embarrassing loss against the Broncos and hammer the Cowboys because they're due to bounce back.
Yeah, but it's an all game, so everybody's gonna be on Dallas.
How often are these you see like these big spreads over a touchdown? How often are they not in all?
I'll tell you. So Dallas is 32nd versus tight end. Dallas is dead last versus tight end, by the way.
So Kyle Pitts, slide him into your parlays.
So all games went. If you faded, if you if you faded the all games, meaning so Buffalo Jags, Dallas Denver, Baltimore Minnesota, Miami Houston. If you faded, everybody taking one side, you would have went 3-1 last week, and you would have been 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 7-2 in the last 2 weeks. 8-2 in the last 3 weeks because Baltimore, Miami was another. So fading the all games lately has been extremely profitable for the year mostly, except for week 6, week 7. The all games didn't really work out, but mostly it does. The all games this week are Baltimore, Miami. Miami won. Buffalo, New York. We're on New York. Indy, Jacksonville. We're on Indy. Dallas, Atlanta. Haven't told you yet. Arizona, Carolina. Ugh. L.A. Rams versus San Francisco, and Tampa versus Washington.
Interesting. We haven't gone into Monday
So,
night yet, but it sounds like you're leaning San Francisco, so that means two of the alls we are opposite. Or riding two of the alls, the rest are opposite.
well, we got the Jets.
That's an opposite of the all. We have the Jets and we have the um
Meaning Panthers.
yeah.
Just saying.
So you haven't
So if I
told me
look at
Cowboys yet.
DVOA, if I look at DVOA and everything, it's that Dallas should quote unquote win.
All right. Rush attempts go to Dallas.
Yes. Offensive, defensive line, Dallas.
Dallas. Are there any injuries to be concerned about?
Eh, nothing crazy.
All right, so we don't even worry about that. Prior history, Cowboys won last year. It doesn't really matter as much. It was kind of a ridiculous game, to be honest. How are these teams driving the field? Red zone appearances. The only one you gave me real numbers on is Carolina Panthers and the Cardinals, 3-2. Nothing else you really quantified anything.
Well, we've been trying to fly through them, dude. I don't want to be in the phone for an hour.
Yeah, right. It's been exactly
We're
one
really
hour.
gonna. Has it?
Yep, 1 hour,
See,
48
that's way
seconds.
too long, dude.
Well, all right,
That's why
we're
that's
we're
why I
done.
didn't really want to get into every single game and be on the phone for a fucking hour and a half.
Well, it's not an hour and a half. It's one
Dallas,
hour.
dude, if you don't realize that Dallas drives the field very well, I don't know what the fuck you've been watching.
Fine, fair enough. Public perception looks like 50-50.
There's nothing I can tell you that you don't already know with these games.
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock games aren't nearly like prime time. Like the 7 question thing works for prime time. Sometimes 1 o'clock games are very much more not an emotional pick, but like what's going on with this team, and it's like a read game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So day games, especially 1 o'clocks, are more read and react type games. Like, oh, this team, like, look at last week. So Atlanta and New Orleans, yeah, it's a good example. Look, Houston last week. Tough to explain, dude. Like Buffalo, Jacksonville. Jacksonville had a bye week. They had Buffalo coming in. It was a goddamn Super Bowl,
Yeah.
right?
Intangibles.
Min-
Yeah.
Minnesota, and Baltimore. Minnesota was like, hey, we got to focus on the run more. So they did. They did well. They lost, but they covered.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati and Cleveland. Cincinnati's going in really, really what? Not great because they lost to the Jets, but figured out it was a nothing game, divisional game. It's more of a read type deal. And then there's also things like, hey, Sam Darnold sees ghosts,
Yeah. You really
especially in
like
New
that.
England.
You really like that game.
Like there was no reason to be on the Giants over Vegas, right? Other than the Giants were just a really desperate team at that time.
Yeah, I
Like
can't
they
believe that went that
really
way.
made it that
Yeah.
game. So you got a 6-2 Tampa versus 2-6 Washington. I think everything points to Tampa. There's nothing. I don't really see anything there like that would alarm you.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit had a bye week. Now they go into Pittsburgh. They're 0-8. They're trying to get that monkey off their back. Cleveland, New England. Cleveland's dealing with their COVID shit and Beckham shit. New England kind of riding high, right? Like they destroyed New York. They beat LA. They destroyed Carolina. And now they got Cleveland coming in. So they're kind of like riding high. So they're almost overvaluing themselves at this point. That's why Cleveland's almost a better play. They're out to prove something. Well, Baker is at least. Sometimes these COVID games too tend to work out for the team that has COVID because it's like a hey nobody believes in this type deal. Jacksonville, Indy. Jacksonville won last week, right? Well, yeah, right.
Yeah. Outright.
So
9-6. Super Bowl.
right,
Won it.
and now they're going to go into Indy
Yeah.
in celebration mode, and Indy probably going to kill him. Did Carson have his baby yet?
Not yet. I'm on baby watch. Don't worry. The minute I see it, I will let you know.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
So you should cut up to the KC game, and then if you want to put the rest of it on there, it's fine. But having an hour is nuts.
Yeah, we're adequate. I feel like we're a good spot. We talked, cover all
Yeah.
tomorrow. We'll circle back on
At
Monday.
Atlanta, Dallas. Atlanta's in a very focused point. They just got killed by Denver. They quote unquote should bounce back. I think they probably should, dude.
They didn't. They were undefeated against the spread before that too.
Right. I think we're looking at Atlanta there. Like Dan Quinn has to know like what Matt Ryan likes and doesn't like, right?
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure Matt Ryan knows what kind of defense. That one's tough because I'm sure Matt Ryan knows what kind of defense Dan Quinn wants to run, but I'm sure Dan Quinn also knows Matt Ryan like the back of his hand
well,
and like what he likes to do and what he likes to hit and what he likes to do on this. And New Orleans, Tennessee, no Kamara, kind of like a New Orleans going like Tennessee's riding so high, big win. New Orleans defense just wins them games somehow all the time. They just do it. Sean Payton's like really good at winning games that he shouldn't. Buffalo, New York. I think New York's really good at home. That's one game where they're home. They play well at home. They got Mike White. They're very excited. So, Zach Wilson practiced this week.
you said that, and then you also said that.
They
What does that say
started Mike
about
White.
him? Because they're starting with Mike White. Yep.
Right. So they must really like Mike White. Just the Jets are just a lot better of a home team. Couldn't tell you why. Minnesota, LA. I already told you my opinion on that. Minnesota just tends to play really close games. So,
Well, everything you just
uh,
said aligns with there's a trend that says teams that didn't cover playing teams that did cover in the week before are 39-15. They went 7-0 last week.
all right. I mean, it's not the only reason we're taking them, but
I know, but there's at least more. There's more evidence supporting it.
right.
Highs and
I mean, it's
lows.
familiarity games this weekend too. Carolina, Arizona is one of them. Uh, that game's kind of tough though. Colt McCoy and all. I want to see who's going to play. They'll tell us in the morning mostly who's going to play. Eagles in Denver. I mean, Eagles just lost a heartbreaker by a field goal. So they might do some things differently on defense. I think Denver's defense is unbelievable, but they just destroyed Dallas. So maybe they come home and think they're invincible and don't win, right?
Hmm.
2 weeks ago, Denver wasn't a very good team, right? Everybody in their head, they got smoked by Vegas. Well, they were overvalued, got smoked by Pittsburgh. Then, okay, well, they'll bounce back versus Vegas. They got smoked. Then they lost to Cleveland on Thursday night. Then they beat a bad Washington team at home. Then they go into Dallas and shock them. Now they have Philadelphia coming in. Could be an Eagles game. I don't know. We'll see. Seattle, I already told you my opinion on it. Just saying. Read and react during the day. Nighttime's more strategically type games.
All right, let's leave it there. See you at 12:30 after inactives come out.
Uh, there's one thing I wanted to look up. I forget what it was. There it is. Average scoring margin, home and away. So Tampa's not very good on the road, bro. But I think it could be more to do with who they played. But they're plus 22 at home, minus 2 on the road. Green Bay plus 14 at home, minus 3 on the road. Arizona is actually better on the road. Uh, Nobody else really sticks out. Rams are actually really better on the road. How about the Rams? Better on the road. Denver, better on the road. Cleveland, better on the road. New Orleans, better on the road by 9 points. Chicago, better at home by a lot. Jets, better at home by 14 points. Houston, better at home by 18 points. Cincinnati, better on the road by, wow, 16 points. Wow. Eagles better than their Eagles are minus 6.8 at home. They're plus 7.2 on the road. How's
There
that
you
make
go.
sense, dude? How's that make sense?
No one likes being at home this year.
San Fran minus 8 at home, but plus 4 on the road. Like what?
It's like these teams go in
That's
their hotels and they're just like in a mission. It's like this just
right. And I
carry out
think
the
it helps them.
operation.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. To a point. To a point. To a point. There are emotional things. Buffalo's better at home. Green Bay better at home. Jets better at home. I think it's team to team vary.
I know they
Detroit.
try to copy that. Aaron Rodgers hates
De-
it. He sleeps in the hotel bed. He gets all sore. A couple of weeks ago, his
De-
back hurt.
Detroit so much better on the road, dude. Like what the fuck?
Road team
Giants.
78 and 55 on the year against the spread.
Right. Right. All right.
All right. See you 12:30.
Yeah. 12:30.